High definition, you're watching Game Night.
Good evening and welcome to Game Night. Down to the final month of the regular season. We will start our coverage in Georgetown. Eagles taking on unbeaten Stony Point in a District 16 5A battle. Georgetown coming into this at 3-3 and 1-1 in district play. Early on, Stony Point on the board. Sam Kelly takes the handoff around the left side for the quick touchdown, but Nick Siason comes back rolling and finding David Kerr. Touchdown, and we are tied at 7, and that would be a theme. Back and forth with lots of scoring. Aaron Sharp in that dual quarterback offense for Stony Point hits Tyler White. He's gone. Stony Point has just scored to get a little separation. Wild one, though, 48-34. They are in the fourth quarter. All right, we turn now to a 15-5A, our KXAN.com game of the week. Layla Rahimi at Chaparral Stadium. Layla, district opener tonight. Westlake and Anderson, take it away.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, that's right. This is a classic matchup. Westlake and Anderson have been in a district for what seems like forever. Huge opener, though, in District 15 5A. Anderson 5-0 going into this game. Westlake 2-3, but had won their last 2 games as we begin our game of the week.
Hi, we're the Westlake Push-Up Squad, and you're watching the game of the week. Go Shouts!
And the Westlake Push-Up Squad would be busy tonight. First quarter game is scoreless, and Van Grommen takes the handoff for Westlake. Some tough running as he spins and bounces and then goes down to the 1-yard line. That would naturally set up a 1-yard touchdown run by Grommen. Westlake takes a 7-0 lead. Still first quarter, this time Chaps go air attack. Lucas Gilbo connects with Jason Prideaux. Then Hugo in the end zone, 8 yards. 14-0 Westlake, and they add to that lead in the second quarter. Gilbo would hit Colin Shaw in the back of the end zone from 25 yards out for a 24-0 Westlake lead. They end up winning this one by a final of 30-15. Westlake now winners of 3 in a row. Anderson dealt their first loss as they fall to 5-1. And the push-up squad, just in case you were wondering, ended up doing 125 of them tonight. Roger, back to you.
It looks like a free-for-all out there on Chaparral Stadium Field. Also in that same district, Austin High all over Aikens tonight. That one's still going on. And Bowie, a winner over Del Valley. Now to Lake Travis. Cavs with quarterback Michael Brewer back for the first time since their second game of the season. Son of former Longhorn Robert Brewer. There you see Michael Brewer. Of course, since he's been out with a shoulder injury, that long win streak has come to an end. But in district play at Vandegrift, Cameron Winkle, 6-yard touchdown, and the Cavaliers are off and running. Then Brewer airing it out. This is Dannon Cavill. Cavill with the 45-yard touchdown, and Lake Travis just pouring it on. Griffin Gilbert, the touchdown. This one very late. Lake Travis winning big over Vandegrift, 62-7. It is now a final score. Well, now to 25-4A, arguably the most competitive district in the area. And for that, we go to Brian Sanders. Hendrickson with the Hawks, Brian, against that 685 highway rival from Hutto.
Yeah, and as if they needed extra motivation, Hendrickson trying to become the first to knock off an unbeaten Hutto team. I think the entire town of Hutto was here tonight, and they're all still hanging around, just soaking up a wild finish tonight. Let's take you to some of the early highlights at Hendrickson High School. Hawks forced to slow down this high-scoring Hippo team. Hippos had one touchdown called back early, but down 7-0. They do get on the board. Ryan Higgins to Darian Allen would make it 7-6 after the missed point. After that would keep the Hawks in front, and they would extend that lead. Dahe Johnson on the ground, 65 yards, would make it 14-6. Hendrickson in front. They do have a lot of weapons, and their big one is Kenny Williams getting the call here. He's committed to Texas Tech. Rumbling down inside the 10-yard line before he's pushed out, but that would lead to a Demarion Jackson touchdown to Deontay James. It was 21-6, Hendrickson at the half, but Hutto comes out the second half, takes their first lead inside of 2 minutes to play. Keaton Knob with the winner, and Hutto remains unbeaten, 34-28 tonight. All right, let's keep it in 16-4A. Bastrop coming off a rare loss last week at Maynard. Mustangs also in a tight playoff race in that district. Bastrop quarterback Josiah Monroe back on the field, ejected last week. Bastrop disciplined him but did not suspend him. He was a captain today. Maynard did everything they could to keep the ball out of his hands. Onside kick and then the fake punt to keep the drive alive. Archie Isaac pushed out, but it would lead to this. Nick Gonzalez floats it up for Shaquille Roberts, who hauls it in, and the Mustangs throw the first punch, but once the Bears offense gets going, they are hard to stop. Josiah Monroe will get credit for this one, but the credit goes to Trey Bunton. Reversing his field, gets an entourage of blockers in front, and he is gone down the opposite sideline to tie the game. And then Josiah Monroe again capping off a two-play drive to Mark Jackson in the end zone. They take the lead and never look back. Bears with a commanding lead here in the fourth quarter, 45-28. Marcus Reed also with a touchdown. Also deserving mention in this District 16-4A is Connolly. The Cougars remain unbeaten with a 42-14 win over Elgin. It will be interesting to see how this all plays out. Roger.
All right, thanks, Brian. Nice job there with the crowd control. They were looking a little restless, but we got through it. Okay, special night at Hayes Consolidated. Head coach Bob Shelton makes Texas high school history tonight. Shelton coaching his 503rd game. He ties the late Gordon Wood of Brownwood for the second most in Texas history. Aubrey's G.A. Moore is out of retirement and coaching again. He's got 5-12 and counting. Hayes taking on Schertz Clemens in a 27-4A battle. That's Michael Romero. And then suddenly we see Crockett. Not sure what happened right there. Okay, we'll move along to Crockett and McCallum. By the way, Hayes did win their ball game. That is Crockett's Paul Wagner with the touchdown run, but then McCallum comes back trying to get to 2-1 in district play. Michael Sorrells with the handoff from Colton Lusson takes it to the end zone, and then Lusson will find T. Tolliver and McCallum, as you can see, a 27-14 victory. They get to 2-1. Crockett falls to 1-1 in district play. Once again, Hayes is a winner over Schertz Clemens. So next week at Lockhart, Bob Shelton will coach in his 504th game. That will be the second most in Texas high school history. Last night, Travis beat Reagan in our KBVO Game of the Week. Next week, we'll have Leander, a winner tonight over Round Rock against Stony Point over Georgetown tonight. That will be Thursday night at 7 o'clock on KBVO.